had something really cool happen.
Yeah.
So I've got back into participating in the Black Lives Matter Utah chapter, and
sorry. Sorry, Morton Joe trying to butt in there.
Yeah. That is not mediocre.
No.
One, as a white ally, which I hope I earn. That's what they call us. That I can only participate to a certain extent, which is great because this is a Black-led movement and the leaders are doing a fantastic job. But there was a post, a thread about wishes, and so people of color were supposed to post wishes that they had, and then other people of color or white allies could come in if they could help fulfill wishes, right? And most of them, unfortunately, I didn't have what they were looking for. I didn't have anything I could do to help, but there was one that was a woman who was struggling with leaving her religion. And so I gave her the Recovering from Religion hotline, and then I also offered, I said, hey, I've been an atheist for a long time. I'm not going to be here to change your mind on anything, but if you want to talk, just hit me up. And she did. And we ended up having this really meaningful conversation where she's also an abuse survivor. And it turns out we used very similar coping mechanisms. It turns out that I do a sort of prayer for myself where, like, I don't talk to God. I talk to I talk to myself. And I respond back as if I unconditionally love myself. And I realized, like, that's how a lot of people talk to God. They think it's some supernatural thing responding back to them. I just know it's literally me, right? Like, yeah. But it's just accessing a different part of my brain, literally, and practicing self-love. And so we ended up having this wonderful conversation. She's a delightful human being. And we're like, well, now we're friends. So now we got to hang out. and that was really cool. And then another guy was saying that he wanted better paying employment with time off. And I was like, oh, shit, I work for a company. And so I got in touch with him. And this is actually two people now, him and another woman who have hit me up and said, hey, is that offer still open? I'm like, to like meet up with you and then look at my resume and see if you can try and get me on there. I'm like, yeah. So now I'm like now I'm helping two different people trying to get into higher paying jobs. And this guy, like, I obviously don't want to give away any personal information, but I wanted to make sure we weren't having him apply for jobs that would offer less than he currently makes. He has over a decade of experience in the military and a bachelor's degree. And he makes under $30,000 a year.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, we can get you
a better
paid job.
How can you live, at that?
I know. And I'm like, no, he deserves better. He deserves fucking better. This guy's a fucking poet. He's worked with advocacy and outreach groups. He's worked with kids and troubled kids. Like, this guy has been an actual community leader. And he makes this little. No, we can do better. We can do better. I'm like, I'm gonna have him come in and like meet the talent acquisitions team. I'm like, no, we're not. I'm not gonna just like not let this stand. And he's like, oh, and both of them are being so thankful. Like, they're so grateful for this. And I'm just like, it's really my pleasure, guys. I mean, obviously a thank you is appreciated, but they're so grateful. Anyway, it's just kind of moving. And I said to them, guys, I've been in poverty. When we started the show, I made $24,000 that year. Or no, $11,000 the year before we started the show. $11,000. I was like, I worked hard, but I also met the right people. And so maybe I can be the right people for you. So that has been really cool. It's not like I'm changing the world or anything, but I got to meet some really interesting people. And then also I can kind of do for them what has happened for me. And that's I don't know,
important.
Matters. It matters. Yeah. It's kind of cool.
What about you, Kyle? Anything interesting going on?
Ooh, I'm in the midst of planning a book release party.
Yeah.
by the time this comes out may have already happened.
Yeah.
So the party's going to be Saturday the 14th. So
Oh no, this will be out on Monday. So
it'll be out on Monday.
On the
great.
9th. So
great.
yeah.
So Saturday the 14th at from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Nerd Store in Valley Fair Mall.
I can still make my dance class and get
Yeah.
there.
I wish we had a week's ahead of advance on doing shows.
Well, then we would be out of date. So
Yeah, and your news wouldn't be very good. You'd
Right.
be more like David Smalley type of like news, where it's kind of a little bit past the date, and other shows as well. I mean, there's a reason we record on Saturdays, because usually the news has slowed down enough that we can do this kind of thing.
yeah,
We
hopefully.
get enough time to drag in whatever things are that come out on Monday. So anyway, what's going on with me? I am.
I was gonna
as you're hearing this on Monday, I will have attended somebody's Orthodox Easter. That's going on tomorrow, since it's a week after the normal Easter. So
because they can't agree on the date. Hilarious.
Because they can't agree on the
one
date.
goes off of a Gregorian calendar, one goes on the Julian calendar. So I mean, that's the interesting thing. But I don't want to go to this. If I had any way of getting out of it, believe me, I would. But it's one of these families doing it. They show up to all of our shit. We have to show up to all of their shit. And it's just like
social contract. Yeah.
Sucks. So
I read something.
when we get there,
interesting.
I'm going to be playing with their dog the entire time. So
Yay! Dog. That's a great idea. I like it.